How's it going, everyone? We've got a bit of an update on the Xbox titles that'll be making the jump to PlayStation 5, or the general idea that they're making the jump to PlayStation 5. I know there is still that rhetoric that, oh, we only got Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. Sea of Thieves I will consider to be at that threshold of a big title, even though I don't have any strong attachment towards Sea of Thieves. That game is fairly popular, so I don't think people should slight that game whatsoever. That's a big title to be coming to PlayStation 5, but it is also noted that Microsoft reportedly has no red line when it comes to releasing Xbox games on PlayStation 5. The leaker in question is Reset Era user Nate Drake, as noted on PS Lifestyle, who is considered fairly reliable. In a response to a recent report that Microsoft executives don't have any red line in terms of which Xbox games release on PlayStation, Nate Drake said that some of those games could be coming to PS5 as soon as holiday 2024. Nate Drake noted, I've heard of other games coming to PS5 and they could be during the holiday season this year. And Nate Drake suggested that Starfield won't be one of the games coming this year. What I imagine is going to happen with Starfield is that Starfield is going to have the Shattered Space expansion release, and I imagine that that's going to be in the latter portion of the year, and then it's going to get, you can't call it a Game of the Year edition, but it's going to get some sort of complete edition release, and then you release that on PlayStation 5. You know how Sony releases their games on PC? They release their game, then they release an expansion, then they release a complete edition on the console, and then they release it on PC. I foresee Microsoft is probably just going to copy and paste that in regards to Starfield and some of their other games, because you want to incentivize a reason that you're getting a delayed release, but it's going to be priced at a premium price point. Like, I foresee that if Starfield comes to PlayStation 5, at best, it's going to be $60. I still could see them trying to price it at $70, and the thing is, the bloom is off the rose when it comes to a game like Starfield. Starfield kind of has its perception decided at this point from the majority of consumers. It's one thing when it's Skyrim getting a re-release, and Skyrim was a multi-platform game right out the gate. I just don't see Starfield as that game that people have that attachment towards, and a game that people will be absolutely blown away when it's on PlayStation 5. I think it'll do okay. I think it'll do fine. But again, I do think they have to assess the window of time, and let's just be honest. I don't want to make this console versus console, but let's just be real here. PlayStation releasing their games on PC on a 2-year delay, that's PlayStation with their incredible games like God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon even, and Horizon, you know, its delayed releases aren't blowing people away. Forbidden West did okay, but it's not blowing people away. Tsushima, God of War, those have done well. Spider-Man has done well, but it's not like they are doing gangbuster numbers, incredible numbers. And then you look at Microsoft titles. I'm sorry, but like a Starfield coming out on PlayStation, you know, it is what it is. Hi-Fi Rush, I love Hi-Fi Rush, but it's just not the same caliber of games. Now, if we're talking a Halo Master Chief Collection, if we're talking a Gears Collection, there's titles that certainly can rival the bigger PlayStation releases, but when you're looking at a Starfield, even upcoming games like Indiana Jones, a Hellblade 2, you know, an 8-hour game that's going to be $50. Those games I think will do okay on PlayStation 5 with the delayed release, but it's not going to be this game changer. It's not going to be this revenue changer, especially like Indiana Jones. I'm looking at that game, it looks okay, I foresee it being okay. Machine Games is a talented studio, but you delay release that on PlayStation 5 at $70 for that type of game? Like, be honest with me, you guys. Like, let me know in the comment section down below. How excited are you gonna be for an Indiana Jones 12-month delayed release? Maybe that game will be received incredibly well. I did think it looked a little bit clunky based on the initial footage that we saw, but it was early development. We'll see how it rolls out at the end of the year, but I've been of the mindset that the games that they could port that'll be, like, huge is something like a Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is one of those games that bring it to PlayStation 5. I said it when we initially started talking about the game. Halo Infinite, if you want that game to be revitalized, if you want that game to have a second wind, you release that game on PlayStation 5, and I would do Halo Infinite before the Master Chief Collection, because you want to prioritize the game that's a live service title that you can monetize for a lengthier period of time. That's Halo Infinite. That's not Master Chief Collection. Master Chief Collection, in my opinion, without a doubt, will be the bigger release, but it'll be a bigger release whenever you release that on PlayStation. The first foray of Halo to PlayStation 5 should be whatever the big title is at the moment, or whatever big title they're trying to get over that is the live service model, that being Halo Infinite. I don't know if they want to just drop the multiplayer. I wouldn't do that. I would give them the campaign as well. Price it at $60. multiplayer for Halo Infinite is free to play, makes all the sense in the world, and the thing is, that'll revitalize the game to an extent across the board. Just the idea of seeing Master Chief on PlayStation 5, that level of novelty, I think will get people interested, and at least people will check it out. People check out Halo Infinite right now, I think they'll be pleasantly surprised at the quality of the game that it is compared to launch. I even sunk a lot of time into Halo Infinite at launch, but let's just be real, that game was super sparse in content and was missing out on a lot of stuff. Nowadays, you look at Halo Infinite, it's got a quality amount of content, but the thing is, once you peak, it is very hard to re-engage the audience. Halo Infinite came out, the perception has been set, it's hard to re-engage an audience after that. It's been done, don't get it wrong. Final Fantasy XIV, No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk 2077, I can go on and on. You can re-establish interest, but one way I think Halo, it could be very easy to re-establish interest, at least get a second opportunity, and let me put the key emphasis on the word opportunity, because that's what it would be for Halo Infinite. It would then be up to 343 to deliver a quality experience. That's my 2 cents on that. And I do think ultimately, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, I wouldn't be all too surprised if we see day-and-date release or very quick turnarounds for PlayStation releases from Xbox Studios, because if this is something that they see beneficial to them, why only go halfway? Why just release the games on a 12-month, 24-month delay? And it's like, Xbox games, they don't have that quality level. If you can get them to the quality level of a PlayStation, I mean, I've been wanting that for a decade because I want there to be competition and I want there to be more quality games in the gaming market. But at this point, how can you have that level of faith in Microsoft anymore? I mean, they put out good games like Hi-Fi and then shut down the studio. I don't have that level of faith. I don't have that level of, you know, expectations from Microsoft. My expectations out of Microsoft for their major titles are in the ground. I hope that the next Gears title is good. I hope when they drop the next Halo title, it's good, and right out the gate, it'll have a sizable amount of content and people will be interested, and maybe the argument could be made, you just wait off to drop Halo on PlayStation 5 until the next mainline Halo game comes out, so you could really take advantage and have all of that momentum. I think that's something to consider, but, you know, with IPs like Halo, Gears, and Fable, those IPs have so much history, so much legacy, so much nostalgia attached to them, that when they drop on PlayStation 5, they will be big even with the delayed release. However, when it comes to Indiana Jones, I get it, Indiana Jones, people like it, but in the video game sense, I don't think that's that big with a delayed release. Starfield, not that big with a delayed release, especially with Bethesda's perception of being washed. Hellblade 2, I loved Hellblade 1, but let's be real, Hellblade 2 is not going to be that game that 6 months or a year from now, if it sees a release on PlayStation 5 at $50, it's going to resonate at a high level. Again, all of those games will sell okay, but the delayed release is, I think, the issue here. It's one thing where PlayStation is releasing them on PC. That's PC. That's not a direct competitor. And PlayStation games, let's just be real. Again, first-party PlayStation titles are so much of higher quality than first-party Xbox titles. That's just the end of the discussion. It's one thing when you're talking about a Last of Us, Spider-Man, Tsushima, Horizon, and then you're talking about, you know, Sea of Thieves, Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones. Like, I just think those games are in two different worlds, and I do feel like the PC audience and the PlayStation audience, two kind of separate things. PlayStation and Xbox, those are two consoles that are direct competitors, so it is more interesting in that sense releasing your games on the competing platform, because I don't think PlayStation is ever going to do that. I don't think you're ever going to see Horizon on Xbox unless things drastically change. I would be open to it. I would be all for it. I'm down for games being available on all platforms, but again, from PlayStation's standpoint, they have no reason to do that right now. They're eating well, their console business is doing well, and now they're generating this additional revenue stream on PC, and that's not a direct competitor to them. That's just an additional revenue stream with delayed releases. They're doing very well as far as that's concerned. But that's going to do it for me. It's always been my opinion on the Xbox games to PlayStation thing. I think it's going to continue, but I do think, you know, it'll be a case-by-case basis, but it is worth assessing. A game like Indiana Jones, Hellblade 2, Starfield, those are games that are probably better fit to see quicker turnarounds. And Starfield still might be big. It's a Bethesda open-world game, but I just think Bethesda's perception has totally changed since 2011, 2015. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.